Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Fred Razak at CMTrading. Today is May 25th, 2022, and today is Wednesday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, the euro continues to gain on the upside. Not big, but continues steadily to gain. We're going to take a look at that in just a second. But first, looking at the major economic events scheduled for today. So at 8 p.m. South African time, out of the United States, we have a FOMC meeting minutes. That's a follow-up decision to last interest rate decision. Now, looking at the various markets, as spoken before, euro extends its gains while we're looking at the indices. The Dow Jones and the NASDAQ come back from the dead after almost falling out of bed to new lows. Now, looking at commodities, gold and oil steady and unchanged. Stocks, Facebook had a massive gap down. We're going to take a look at that as well. And cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin still remains unchanged. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So here we go. We're starting with the Euro USD. You see the extended gains to 107.41 after giving it up and now trading a little bit below. Now it did almost hit resistance-ish level at this 107.68. That's where I would have thought it would have taken us to, just because that was the next real point where it was a support-ish level before we broke down. Okay, so after all, we did take a nice little move from our 103.86-ish level up to 107.32-ish level over a 400 pip move. If we look at it on a weekly or a monthly, that's pretty big, okay, relatively to how much we've sold off. Now, at these levels, at least we've been bouncing off of this area, this support-ish area off a monthly chart. Now, the fact that we're retracing here is okay, but I do still believe we could get up to this 110-ish level even, as this is correcting itself. Now, looking at the GBP USD, kind of taking a break here after gaining a little bit. The Aussie USD also taking a little bit of a break after some decent gains. Now, jumping into commodities, looking at gold, nothing really doing here. 1856 down just a few points from 1860-ish level. And as we look at crude oil at the top of the range at 110, but nothing really massive, okay? Between 108 and 111 is not really a major move for these commodities. Jumping into the Dow Jones. Yesterday, we sold as low as 31,200-ish level and then made it back from the dead to 31,900-ish level. Now, are we off of our highs of 36,000? Absolutely. Still 4,000 points away from it. Even just a few weeks ago when we spiked at the FOMC last decision, that was right here. Let's highlight that so we understand where we're standing. That was right here. We hit that was right here, 34,000-ish level. And these spikes look so similar. Let's highlight that right there, 34,000. That's where we spiked twice, just about 2 weeks ago. And since then, we've had this debacle selling off lower than 32,400. That would be my next real guess where we could climb up to. Somewhere around that level is where I believe we could still climb to. However, if the stocks are not following through, then it's going to be very difficult to do that. Looking at the NASDAQ, not as resilient, trading 11,800-ish level. You can see that it's just bouncing off of our 200-day average. And that 200-day average is something to take note and keep an eye on, because if it does breach it, we could be in the 8,000, 9,000-ish level as well here. However, looking at the individual stocks, Apple did gain a little bit to 140 yesterday. Not a big deal. What I'm looking at is Facebook, though. This is very disconcerting. It gapped down from 190-ish level down to 180. Look at that massive gap down. You can see it right here. It's a big hole on the downside, and that's very disconcerting, because if it does break that 170-ish level, we could see it break even further to new lows for the year. Now, looking at Microsoft, did the same thing as Apple, did bounce a little bit. Amazon, even Amazon bounced a little bit yesterday, but really not doing very well. Okay, down for the year altogether. Looking at a weekly chart, we're right there at support-ish level, previous resistance-ish level, so keep that in mind as this is massively correcting itself. Looking at Tesla, still trading further down to 627. JP Morgan did get a little bit of a boost yesterday, and that's significant, okay, because JP Morgan does represent one of the largest banks in the United States. It's on lower volume though, so this may be just a short covering and just a short squeeze rally that we're going to have going into the end of May. Lastly, looking at Bitcoin, this is so nothing to talk about. What could I tell you? I mean, this is, yeah, there's movement between 30,000 and 29,000. You want to trade it? Great. It's great opportunities. I mean, this is range bound trading to its fullest. Okay, look at that. I mean, and it's getting tighter and tighter. Okay, look at this type of environment. Okay, vis-a-vis our trending environment, right? This is a trending environment. This is a range bound trading environment. Okay, not to say that you can't money in it. You can make lots of money in it. Just buy the bottom and sell the top. Okay, we're not at the bottom right now, but we're not also at the top. We're somewhere in the middle. So just wait until it does come to your favor, okay, to play that higher probability trade. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day.